Oh boy.
Hello. Hey, it's me, Logan Paul.
You sound different. Let me see that face. I'll believe it when I see it. I knew it was you.
What's going on, brother?
Okay, so you're not Logan Paul.
Yeah, I'm not. Logan is training for a fight against a very solid competitor right now, and so he's completely focused on Floyd Mayweather, and he's currently doing his post-workout sports rehab, and so he sent me as the fill-in today.
Well, I mean, look, you're 1/3 of Impulsive, and I remember you were so psyched at the Streamys last year. How was that winning podcast for Impulsive last year?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. We were definitely floating. It's, you know, I've definitely talked about this before, but Impulsive is kind of our favorite thing to do every week. And so, you know, we've all got our own YouTube channels, and Logan's got the boxing, and I've got a book that came out, and we've got all these different pursuits that we do on our own time, you know, throughout the course of the week. And Impulsive is like the one time of the week that we all get to sit down together and talk about what we want to talk about and be friends, and, you know, and just chat with the boys, and hopefully deliver something that we find to be both culturally relevant and helpful for the end user. And so it's anytime we get recognized for that, it's always a good moment for us.
No, I mean, like, you started the first ever Impulsive podcast was 2018, right?
Yeah, November 2018.
November 8, 2000. So how has it evolved since the beginning? I mean, at first, I think the first thing was like a sex expert, right? And then it just kind of evolved from there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, podcasting is has blown up so much over the past 2 years, and I think when we got in, it was such an interesting time when a lot of people were starting to get their feet wet. And, you know, Logan and I knew that we had the wherewithal to kind of pull it off, but we were still so novice to all of it, and it was still so new to us. And so, you know, the first 10 or 15 or 20 or even 50 episodes was like this struggle of trying to figure out, like, when do you talk? When do you not talk? Like, when do you change the topic? Like, all of these like learning curve situations. And so we got lucky enough to have an audience that grew with us through that entire learning curve and that entire trajectory, to a point where we ended up, you know, I think getting to a point where we're close to experts in podcast, you know, number one podcast in the world, as we say, right? And so it's been fun. It's been the only thing, to my experience and my knowledge, that's felt like almost like a class every day to go to. You're always learning something. You're always learning a better way to conversate, a better way to bring points into dialogue. And so it's been a lot of fun to like learn along the way.
I noticed you got a couple of trophies back there. That's for your win last year. How do you feel about the nomination this year? Yeah,
I mean, just ecstatic. Again, super excited. I think, you know, this guy's been, he's hanging out up there with Logan's short form comedy from 2015, but he's getting a little lonely. I think it would be nice if we could drop another shiny man in there to sit with him up there on top of the Impulsive side. But we're excited. We're pumped, man. And there's a lot of great competitors once again in this strange YouTube podcast world for the, you know, few people that decided to show their beautiful faces every day while they also talk about whatever's happening in the world. And so we're excited just to be nominated again.
I noticed right up there, it says day 69 quarantine. I guess like you thought you were going to be tracking that and then just gave up on it. Like, yeah. You know, has quarantine like really changed the way that you produce the podcast, or is it business as usual?
You know, luckily for us, the studio's here at the house. And so that's always been, you know, super, super helpful for us. But obviously for a little while, it was tough to get guests to come on. And so I think more than anything in 2020, quarantine and COVID and the pandemic really forced us to rely on ourselves and each other to drive this show, because we weren't always going to have a guest. And so like, as you saw this year, right, the boys only episodes really kind of came into their own as we learned to depend on our own research, our own conversation, our own stories to drive the course of the show.
I mean, 200 episodes you celebrated this summer. That's hats off to you on that.
Yeah, episode 200 with James Charles, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy now to look back at this portfolio of shows that started, you know, from super humble beginnings and kind of something that we just looked at as a side project to becoming something that I think a lot of people look to as a moment of escape or a moment of hope or a moment of intrigue for their week when they listen to the Impulsive podcast.
Now, you've been to the Streamy Awards. Obviously, you won last year. We're doing a virtual event this year. Is there anybody you're going to be missing, like that you wish that you would be able to run into on the red carpet or in the ballroom at the bar?
Oh my God, dude. There's so many people. I'm trying to think. It's always fun to go to the awards because everyone's there and you get to run into everybody, seeing everybody from the Vlog Squad, obviously, and, all those guys. I feel like this would have really been the year for like the TikTok guys to show up. And it was such a big year for TikTok and for Addison and Charlie and all them. And it would have been cool to kind of see them be able to celebrate the moment. So
Addison was in the back corner last year.
Yeah, Addison was in one of my videos, in the video from the Streamys last year. Yeah. And so we got
Addison was like a +1.
Yeah, she was
now
like,
she's
now she's the one.
Creator of the Year nominee.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so it would have been nice to see everybody. But I guess we'll have to see them virtually, which is fantastic.
I know it's gonna be. Are you all getting together to watch the show? How are you doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got a projector here in the garage, and so we'll pull it up on that, and I'll sit around with some popcorn and hope to God that we are able to pull it off again.
Do you have anything you want to put out there for 2021? Like manifest, like who do you want on the show? Who do you want to collaborate with?
All that it's weird. Like we, with Logan getting this fight and with everything that happens, it's it feels weird to ever look at anything like it's not like that, like it's out of the realm of possibility. Like I honestly feel like whoever we want to get or whoever we manifest, as you said, is going to happen. I mean, for me personally, the book is looks like it's going to be getting turned into a movie. And so we've been talking to a lot of studios, writers, directors, and trying to pull together that the beginning of that process. And so hopefully the Fifth Vital 2021 will be in movie theaters or on TV screens.
And who do you want on the show? Like just manifest it now.
For me, it's
personally you. I'm talking about you.
I've always wanted to have some of the hip hop community on, Drake, Kanye, like those kind of guys, and obviously Rogan got Kanye in 2020, and so I think
Drake, cool. Baby, gotta do it.
Jay-Z, like somebody from like the East, maybe the East Coast hip hop crowd, like something like that.
Okay, you heard it here. I mean, 2021, it can only get better, right?
That's it. Well, it can't get worse. 2020.
Amazing. Good luck with everything. And also just Logan is like, it was always an exhibition thing for YouTubers, but now it's Mayweather. I mean, this is real.
Floyd Mayweather, bro.
This is a real. And I love how it was like, it's going to be $25. But then after the first million, then the price will go up. I'm like, wait, 20, I can do that math. Yep. This is going to be amazing. Massive.
Craziest thing ever. And honestly, we're going to start talking about it on the show here today in a little bit. But like I said, being best friends with Logan and being on the show, and it somewhat spoils you and jades you to the possibilities of life, and you start to get used to everything. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of us really were prepared for the fact that this fight was actually going to happen. Like this is crazy. All right, last word. If you wanted to say anything to aspiring creators out there who are watching, who they want to someday do what you're doing and be at that level, what do you have to say for them? Just start trying stuff. Like don't sit there and think about it and strategize for too long. All that stuff's important, but get a camera in your hand and start making content. Like just start putting stuff out there, seeing what the world likes, and make change and make edits and revisions to that based on your own feedback. But just start creating right now. Well, we're all rooting for you, and thanks so much. Thanks. Can't reveal anything. I don't even know. I wish you could, man. We're excited though.